Laura Pesumal Liman. Did I get the order right this time, Lau?
Yes, you did. Finally, Pao, excited for a basketball-filled show tonight, and I believe we begin with an announcement.
Absolutely, and that will start off with something from a beloved figure in Philippine basketball. Now, after 16 epic years in the PBA, the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingris, is retiring from professional basketball. In an emotional video post on his Instagram account, the 9-time PBA champion expressed his appreciation to all the people who believed, supported, and rallied behind him throughout his career. The former Gilas Pilipinas star player retires with 2 finals MVPs, 15 PBA All-Stars, and other PBA accolades, and his vital participation in the silver medal finish of the Philippines in the 2013 FIBA Asia Championship. Joining us tonight are 2 players who may have watched the Magnolia Hot Shot growing up, former UAAP MVP Dylan Ababu and UAAP Most Improved Player, and our analyst here on the game, Jet Manuel. Good evening, guys. Welcome.
Evening, Pao.
Evening,
All right.
bro, Pao.
Evening, sir. I like how you called me bro na kasi, you can't call me kuya or sir.
Alright guys, so I guess let's get right to it. Dylan, let's begin with you. Kasi alam ko, naging kalaban mo si Mark during the PBA perhaps. So what is he like as a player? What is it like to play against him?
Well, si Kuya Mark, actually, napakabait niya na lagi niyang tinutulungan yung mga inexperience, yung mga mas bata sa kanya, mga teammates niya, kahit mga kalaban. Pero syempre sa court, very aggressive siya, kaya nga siya tinawag na Pinoy Sakuragi natin. At syempre, napaka-okay na role model si Kuya Mark on how to really be aggressive like Dennis Rodman.
Wow, okay na comparison yun, Dennis Rodman. And for you naman, Jet, what are your best memories of Mark Pingris throughout his career?
Okay, I'm gonna go off the bat. This is actually quite funny because we were neighbors before, and
Okay.
yeah, in a village. I'm not gonna say where na lang. No, I'm joking. So we were neighbors before in the same village, and I would see him actually, jogging around, working out, and until I got to the PBA where I think he knew my name na rin. So nung time na yun, he's very approachable. It's something that stuck with me na this guy who I just watched from TV before entering the league, and how approachable he was, and he gave me some advice also. I think that's the type of person he was, and yeah, I think for me, yun lang yung best memory ko for Kuya Mark.
And were you guys shocked at the news to begin with when he announced his retirement, Dylan?
Hindi naman. Siyempre, sulit na si Kuya Mark. Talagang napakadami na niyang games, daming championship at na-prove na niya yung legendary career niya sa ating lahat. At siguro, napakatagal na ng pandemic at tinamad na rin siguro si Kuya Mark.
Well, yung sa career niya, locally in the PBA, I think probably his biggest achievement is yung Grand Slam niya. And then if you look at the international stage, siguro yung pinaka-highlight niya yung silver medal niya sa 2013 FIBA Asia Cup. I think yung performance niya against South Korea might be what is, siguro yan yung perfect picture of what Mark Pingris is, Dylan, about yung puso talaga yung laban niya. Can you describe how he is on the court?
Talagang actually si Kuya Mark, inspiration talaga yan. Like yung naging teammate ko, si Jack Corpus, talagang favorite na si Kuya Mark Pingris. At so super blessed siya, naging teammate niya. And naalala ko yun yung versus Korea sa Mall of Asia, yung meron siyang shoot sa ilalim na nakalimutan ko sinong nagpasa, tapos yun yung nag-seal ng win natin. At actually, medyo mangiyak-ngiyak ako nung moment na yun kasi finally the Korean curse was broken, and super happy ako bilang Pilipino at bilang naglaro rin sa Gilas Pilipinas. Talagang unexplainable joy yung moment na yun sa Mall of Asia Arena noong 2030.
Oh, can I just share, Dylan, maraming napaiyak doon. Yung dad ko napaiyak on TV, si Kuya Miko Halili napaiyak on TV rin. I think most of us know that was a very special moment, and si Kuya Mark was a big part of that achievement, especially towards that end, yung mga putback niya sa huli.
That's right, Pao. We're all very happy for him and we wish him the best in his retirement. Now, speaking of his international games and speaking of Gilas Pilipinas, our 3x3 national squad will be starting their Olympic qualifiers campaign tonight. Philippine vets Joshua Monzon, CJ Perez, Mo Tautua, and Santi Santelian will be competing in the FIBA 3x3 Olympic qualifying tournament in Austria. Now, as you guys know, Gilas will be facing Qatar and Slovenia tonight and will be matching up against the Dominican Republic and France on Friday evening Philippine time. And of course, to help us break down the tournament and our national team's chances, we still have with us the Espanya legend, Dylan Ababu, and the Diliman engineer, Jet Manuel. Hi, guys. Welcome back once again. Now, to talk about Gilas. Now, I know we talked about this a little bit off cam, but Jet, I was asking you how this works. Like, how many games does Gilas need to win to qualify? Can you explain that for us a little bit?
Okay, with the total amount of wins, before going to that, right now the situation is there are 4 pools in the qualifying tournament that we're in right now. So in those 4 pools, there are 5 teams in each pool. So us, the Philippines, we're in Pool C, and we're going up against it. I mean, the teams that you showed a while ago. So, amongst those teams, I think it would be safe in this first round to win at least 3 games. If we win 3 games, any 3 games against the 4 opponent that we're going to face, I think it's going to be a shoe-in because the top 2 will be advancing to the next round. So I think, like I said, winning 3 games in that first pool against any team will assure us a spot to enter into the next round na.
And actually, just a live update there sa grupo natin, natalo ng France ang Slovenia 19-17. So that means if the Philippines beat Slovenia, one of the top-ranked teams sa grupo natin, bababa sila sa 0-2 and increasing our chances of progressing to the next round. Dylan, I just want to ask you about yung 3x3 game mismo. Kasi a lot of people would say that, okay, so magaling ka mag-basketball, it's either you're very good at basketball, and you can play both 5-on-5 and 3x3. Pero yung mga fundamentals sa 3x3, parang iba rin eh. Like what you need to do, yung mga tactics mo. Siguro, can you explain to us how different 3x3 basketball is compared to yung 5-on-5?
Well, yung main difference, non-stop kasi ang game sa 3x3. After mo mag-shoot, kailangan na ready to defend ka kagad. And talagang kumbaga no dull moment eh. Talagang sobrang tuloy-tuloy yung game, and race to 21 points lang siya, and then you only have 10 minutes. And then one timeout lang kayo, tapos hindi kayo pwedeng mag-substitution, hindi kayo pwedeng mag-timeout hanggat walang dead ball. So hanggat walang outside or violation or foul, tuloy-tuloy lang yung game. So sobrang nakakapagod siya, and saka syempre wala kayong coach sa loob. Baga bawal mag-coach sa 3x3, and then very crucial sa 3x3 yung one-on-one defense mo saka yung shooting mo. So
actually, to build up on that, Dylan, kasi na-mention mo dapat kailangan sobrang mobile ka, yung energy level dapat siguro sobrang taas. Is that a reason why you feel that yung team natin, especially with Motau 2 and CJ Perez, bring size and energy na talagang sa 3x3 court, maipapakita nila that they have the tools to succeed in this particular arena?
actually, kailangan na talaga natin si Motau 2, at kung makita niyo yung composition ng team natin, lahat sila very mobile, very versatile. Lahat can shoot outside, can drive, can dribble. Pero more importantly, all of them can defend from small guys up to big guys. So kaya nila mag-defend ng 1 to 5 position. So yun yung very important sa 3x3, yung versatility mo on defense. So yun yung mapapansin yung composition ng team, at nakita ko naman na I think naka 2 years na rin together itong team na to, dahil kasama rin ako sa team na yan since 2019, at nakita ko yung improvement at development ng Gilas Pilipinas 3x3 team natin.
And Jet, your thoughts on these players and how they're going to do for the Philippines?
I think they're going to do great, to be honest. You have Joshua Munzon and CJ Perez. You don't even need to talk about how talented they are. And I think the last minute fill of Coach Ronnie Magsano, he replaced, I think, Pasaol with Santi Santillan last minute. I think it's just a need for size. I mean, if you have 2 guards with the ranks of CJ and Joshua, I think you don't need an additional guard and additional scorers like that. You need someone with size, and we have size now with Santi Santillan. He can play, both outside and inside, and of course, Big Mo down inside, he can dominate the paint. So I'm really excited for this team, to be honest. I think we have a good shot of actually entering.
Okay, so the Philippines will be playing actually right after this program at around 8 o'clock You can cash out on the SBP Facebook pages. So make sure you go out there and you support them. And narinig nyo naman yung analysis ni Dylan at ni Jet. We do have a chance. We have the tools, and let's see if we can make it work. Now, when we return, we'll break down today's big NBA playoff games, and we'll ask our analysts for their fearless forecasts all the way to the NBA Finals. Keep it here. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. On to the NBA. Let's check out the action from Game 2 of the Western Conference matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. LeBron James and Anthony Davis getting set before this one. Chris Paul looking ready to go. Both teams off to the races. Devin Booker will find DeAndre Ayton for the slam. On the other side, AD finding LeBron for the slamma-jamma. LBJ here working through the defender. Too strong with the hoop and the harm. On the other end, the point guard, Chris Paul, with a lovely dish to Torrey Craig. Great finish here for Paul. Still struggling with an injury. He was limited today. Now Marc Gasol, he'll find AD, 4-3. The long-range bomb is good. Fast forward to the fourth here. Close game, and Campaign buries a big three to tie it all up. 86 all with 7 minutes to play. Now, DeAndre Ayton throwing down the hammer, giving Phoenix momentum, but from this point on, it was all Lakers. LBJ hits a tough fader, and then Anthony Davis pours in another big shot from long distance as they pull away. And finally, the King will put the icing on the cake, the dagger three to put the game away. Lakers beat the Suns in Game 2, 109-102. Now let's take a look at the other big games today. Brooklyn now lead Celtics 130-108. Commanding victory there. And the Dallas Mavericks getting one again over the Clippers 127-121. Los Angeles having mixed bags in terms of their teams today. Let's see whether or not the Clips can bounce back. Still with us to talk about the first round of the NBA playoffs. Welcome back, UAAP champion, former MVP, Bro Dylan Ababu, and NBA.com Philippines All-Star analyst Jet Manuel, the engineer. Guys, thank you very much for joining us here again. And this is the part kung saan pwede tayo mag-away-away because I don't know kung ano yung mga takes nyo. I don't know what your brackets are, but at the moment, okay, I'll talk to Jet first kasi Dylan, alam ko hindi mo pa napapanood yung game between the Lakers and the Suns, though you know the result already. Jet, your thoughts on the Lakers tying the series against the Suns?
I think it's a big win for the Lakers. I mean, anytime you go up against the number one team and you win in their home court, that's a big takeaway leading into Game 3. I think, Game 3 back in LA. So, it's a bounce back game for them. I think LeBron and AD sort of woke up. They realized they can't take this team lightly. The Phoenix Suns are in that position, number two for a reason. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, the whole team actually has been playing great basketball. So I think this game, they really, clamped down. I think the sense of urgency got to them. They reacted well on defense and offensive sets of the Suns. And I think, flat out, down the end, we saw who took over, and that was LeBron James. So it's just a big game for LA, and I'm looking forward to more wins for them.
Oh, looking forward to it. Look, your bias is showing, Jet. Okay, now speaking of biases, let's see what they have had here. Dylan, we're gonna go to you first kung ano yung bracket mo. So we're gonna bring up the bracket right now to see just how it will go according to Dylan Ababu This is my first time seeing this. Okay, so according to him, mag-champion yung Lakers against the Brooklyn Nets in 7 games. I'm looking at it right now. No big surprises here, Dylan. Maybe the closest one might be Portland versus Denver in particular. You have Denver winning that in 7. Over in the East, you have Milwaukee beating Miami in 7 as well. Pero the end is LA versus Brooklyn, the Lakers winning it in 7. Dylan, my question for you is, looking at si Denver and si Portland, what does Denver have over Portland? Sa palagay mo, sila yung lulusot sa first round?
Tingin ko yung IQ ni Nikola Jokic, kahit nawala si Jamal Murray, which was a big blow for them, I think he has the mentality of a point guard pa rin. Sobrang galing niya pumasa, yung shooting niya, and I think he will lead the team. Pero it's a tight contest kaya nilagay ko sa Game 7 kasi i-hope na lang natin mag-miss yung mga long-range three-pointers si Lillard. Tapos si McCollum medyo hindi ganun ka 100%. Si Melo naman, makover nila yung outside shooting. So, hopefully, manalo sila sa Game 7. At na yun.
Okay, so Jet, napaka-safe naman yung mga picks ni Dylan just looking at it right now. Siguro kasi first time niya dito on the game so safe picks lang yung mga pinili niya. But your thoughts on yung bracket niya, is there anything you disagree with so far, Jet?
But I think Portland's actually gonna give Denver a run for their money.
Okay.
I think the injury with Jamal Murray, it's a big blow, and Portland has that experience. They have Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, so I think they're gonna give them a run for their money. What's interesting for me is I think Dylan pointed out that Milwaukee will beat Miami in how many games?
7 games.
7 games.
Oh.
I think Miami is gonna come out on top of Milwaukee.
Even if they're down 0-2?
Yep, that's just me.
Okay, sige.
I'm sticking with my bracket.
Okay, so yung pinaka-at-risk na prediction ni Dylan ngayon is the Clippers and the Dallas series kasi he has the Clippers winning it in 6. Unfortunately, they are down 0-2. Now let's go to Jet Manuel's bracket and siguro dito pwede na pwede kong awayan si Jet ngayon Alright, so he has the Clippers beating my Jazz in 7 games, which I disagree with, but let's see. You also have the same championships, LA and Brooklyn. LA in 7. That's very interesting as well. Siguro yung pinaka-controversial picks mo dito, Jet, are the fact that you have Miami still winning against the Bucks despite being 0-2 down, and you stick with that particular prediction. So, okay, Jet, please defend yourself more because I really don't believe you.
Okay, I may have been wrong in the number of games. I may have. I said Miami in 6.
Okay.
But I'm going to change it a little bit. Miami in 7.
Miami
Why?
in 7.
Why? It's because I believe in Miami as a team. Milwaukee's no joke. They're a great team. They have spectacular pieces. But I think just the grit in a 7-game series, I'm gonna give the advantage to Miami. The adjustments they can make with Coach Eric Spoelstra, the experience they have with guys that don't give up, like Jimmy Butler, Bam, and other experienced guys. I think I'm gonna give that slight edge to them. I think in a 1-game or maybe in a 3-game series, or malamang 5-game series, I'll give it to Milwaukee. But in 7 games, I think Miami can inch it out.
Okay.
Watch, guys.
Okay, so Dylan, I am disagreeing vehemently dito with Jet. Pero what do you have to say about yung mga takes niya? Don't worry, you can hurt his feelings. Okay lang yan.
Well, the reason why I chose Milwaukee kasi last year kasi na-injure ni Giannis yung kanyang ankle. Nagkaroon siya ng matinding tapilok. Hindi ko alam kung right or left. Hindi ko alam kung game 2, 3, or 4. At yun ay naging story ng series nila. Hindi na naka-bounce back ang Milwaukee dahil doon sa injury ni Giannis. And I think nag-mature lalo si Giannis ngayon individually, saka yung team nag-improve. Pero yun nga, it's gonna be a tight contest Pero I'm still gonna choose Milwaukee in the end.
Okay, that makes sense.
Do you believe that Giannis can shoot the same way he did in game 2?
Oh.
I hope.
Kaya ba niya yun? Ulit.
Well, alam mo, guys, ganito yun. We have the receipts. So makita natin kung tama si Dylan or kung tama si Jet, especially with that series in particular. I hope they're both wrong sa final. So let's see whether or not that is true. But once again, thank you very much for joining us, Dylan and Jet. Dylan, congratulations on making your debut on the show. And mukhang okay naman kasi yung lead writer namin, Lakers fan. So happy siya sa prediction mo. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pao.
So
Thank you,
after
bro.
the break, Meralco's Chris Newsome and Aaron Black takes us inside their bubble experience as they prepare for the upcoming PBA season. Stay tuned. You're watching the game.
All right, we are with Aaron Black and Chris Newsome of the Meralco Bulls. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us here in the game.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Carlo.
Just to start, we know that you're in training camp now up in the north. Chris, can you start us off? How are things there, and just the overall, impression of your welcome alongside the rest of your team and the PBA delegation? I understand you're also there with the TNT Katropa.
Yeah, that's right. We're here for our bubble training. We figured our management did a good job of allowing us to get to a place where we can play 5-on-5 and actually be able to kind of be comfortable and get to know each other. And I think how management wanted to use this is kind of as a team building. So that's kind of how our setup is here, where we're here in a hotel, similar to how we were in the bubble, but of course, we're using this to the best of our opportunity or the best of our ability and just trying to use it to bond with one another. Just kind of everybody's been doing their own thing for a while because of the delayed practices and whatnot. So now is the perfect time for us to get to know each other, retouch with everyone and just kind of check in with everybody and make sure everybody and their families are doing okay. And at the same time, we get to get on the court. And, it's a lot different rather than, the 4-on-4 structure the 4-on-0 structure that we had before. So we're definitely blessed to be here. The welcome was received really well. The people here at the hotel, the staff, everybody's been really nice and accommodating to us. And for me, this is actually the province of my Lola to be here in Ilocos Norte. So it's definitely an honor to come back and visit. And again, that welcome has been really exciting. And I know the fans here are really into the PBA. So I know they're excited to have somebody that's representing Ilocos Norte back here in their hometown.
As Chris said, it was individual training or 4-on-0s. But to finally be on the court again, to touch the ball, to be with your teammates, to go 5-on-5, how good did that feel for you, at least in the first training?
It's been great. I mean, we started off the first couple of days just doing skills, trying to get everybody's timing back. But when, we did get to play 5-on-5 for a couple of minutes, everybody was going wild. We were all excited. It was nice to be back. Really, just like New said, we've been doing our own thing. We've been training. So it's nice to see, everybody in shape. It's nice to see the guys. We've all worked on our game through the off season, and it's nice to be back.
The bubble happened, and you guys did very, very well, finishing in the semifinals, maybe 2 seconds away from qualifying in the finals as well. How do you build on that, starting with this training camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody here understands how close we were to actually getting that finals berth, which is a huge thing for this organization, considering we haven't been there. And I think that what we had established in the bubble was we finally found out our team chemistry and how we want to work together to achieve one goal. And I think that's the main thing that you saw happen in the bubble is everybody was on the same page. Everybody was committed to the same goal, and it wasn't necessarily about individual accolades or accomplishments. Yeah, that's the great thing about our team is we don't have just one person that's gonna do a certain thing. That the thing that impressed me the most is that any given night we had a different player of the game. It wasn't necessarily the same person every single game, which is great because for other teams, you don't necessarily know who to guard or who's going to actually show up that game. And it can be any one of us. And that's what makes us so deadly. And we're just going to do our best of picking up right where we left off. And I think everybody here still has those fresh wounds. And, I think we're just really excited to kind of get out there and we're hungry, actually, now more than ever to finally break through and get a nice finals appearance for this organization.
And of course, we all know that the big move that Meralco pulled off during the offseason was trading away Baser Amer to get Mac Bello. Being a point guard with the Meralco Bulls, Aaron, this will be more responsibility on your shoulders, psychologically, physically. How are you preparing to play a bigger role, at least in that point guard position moving forward?
Well, I think, first of all, we'll probably be handling that collectively. I think guys like New, Nards, Pinto, Andrew Karam, Travis Jackson, these guys, we're all coming together to help each other come up for what Baser left. But for me, really just working on my game, I tried to work on different aspects of my game throughout the offseason. I tried to work on slowing the game down more. I watched a lot of tape of some of the top point guards in the NBA, how they read pick and rolls, because, just like New said, on our team, there's so many guys that can do different things. You have Pops, shoot the ball. You have Raymond, who can be a guy inside that can wreak havoc. And you have guys like Cliff Hodge, who can really do a lot of things on both ends of the floor. So for me, my responsibility as a point guard is to really just feed these guys, make sure that I get them in the right spots. And at the same time, if I do get the opportunity and stuff opens up for me, then I can, get to the basket or take my shots.
It seemed like Papa Reynel Hugnatan was on the beach a lot during this entire time. He seems like he was having his best life with his French bulldogs, just enjoying the beach and enjoying the food. And then all of a sudden you see him training and he's in great shape. What's up with that guy?
Hey, man, that's just nothing but experience. I think over the years, Pops has got a great grasp of what that work-life balance. And I think that's something that actually plays an effect on everyone on this team, whether he knows it or not, that he's definitely someone that a lot of us look up to, including myself. He's been there for me ever since my rookie year. And what he has shown me is how to have that work-life balance. That, basketball, yes, it's one thing to work hard, but then, there's also that side that you should also take a step back and enjoy life as well.
Aaron, talking about the new guys that you have, can you tell us what you need to be able to really teach them the system and what they need to do to be able to, get minutes, get playing time for Coach Norman Black?
Well, I think Mac is a quick learner. Just judging by the last few days, this guy, he will fit right in with our team. His personality off the court and his personality on the court. He's a guy that can stretch the floor. He can do multiple things. And yeah, just judging by the last few days, Mac will definitely pick up the system quick. Talking about Alvin he's a really smart player. I don't think people appreciate that much about him because when we were teammates in Zamboanga, he was really the guy who could pick up things right away. So I feel like he'll adjust quickly. Of course, it's different. Like with me, my rookie year, it was definitely an adjustment, playing with the pro guys. But I think Alvin will do just fine.
All right, Aaron Black and Chris Newsome, thank you so much for joining us here in the game, and all the best in your training camp there up north.
Thank you, Carlo.
Thanks, Carlo.
Thank you for watching. I'm Laura Lima.
And I'm Paolo Del Rosario. Thank you for joining us here on The Game.